Hello, and welcome to the Mark and Joe Show. Today's topic's going to be Microsoft versus Sony or Xbox versus PlayStation. Okay. Now, Mark says he was a die-hard Sony fan.
I was a die-hard Sony fan.
So was I.
My first PlayStation I had was a PlayStation 1.
The original PlayStation.
And then I went and got a PlayStation 2. And
so did I.
That was backwards compatible with the PlayStation 1.
On some of them, not all of them.
No, pretty much all of them that I had would play, and I had quite a few. So I liked that part of it.
And then you had the PlayStation 3.
Then when PlayStation came out, or Sony came out with PlayStation 3, they only made one particular unit backwards compatible, and that was the 60 gig.
Yeah, or these geeks, or whatever you want to call them out there. I don't like calling them geeks because I am one myself.
Techs.
These techs out there designed the modifications so that they could make their machines backwards compatible.
So basically, they jailbroke their machine. That's what it's called, jailbreaking. But
they also had the feature that was different in the PlayStation 3, which you and I both enjoyed.
Oh yeah, that
was the PlayStation
awesome.
Home.
PlayStation Home. PlayStation Home, man.
We had the bowling alley.
Everything.
We had pool.
All different kinds of places.
We had a casino.
And that was a great community place for
getting to know other players, so that you could play other games like Gran Turismo and have teammates for Gran Turismo runs, or play
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, because that's where we started playing those games.
Oh yeah.
You know, I wasn't into first-person shooter games until we started playing the Call of Duty Black Ops.
And the Black Ops was an awesome game.
Right.
But
and then you get all those cheaters out there.
Where Sony screwed up, though, is when they came out with that PlayStation 3 and they did not backwards compatible immediately. That's why they went on to make a single unit that would do it. And then
that was hard to find. Yeah, they stopped. They made it for a very short period of time.
So everybody was stuck with the PlayStation 3.
And it was all over eBay for a lot of money just for that particular unit.
But it was awesome to do because with Home, you had a nice community place you could go to meet with other players. And then
Home stayed in the beta format until it closed down. And unfortunately, when it closed down, what did they do? Here's what Sony did, people. Sony decided to give all the people that were loyal to PlayStation Home and spent all this money on private spaces and extra spaces for games and clothing and extra things for these games and add-ons and stuff. Here's what they did. Here's what Sony did. Sony decided to credit you and give you some stuff for PlayStation Home, which no longer exists. You can't go in there. They decided to close down the server and completely remove it.
No, PlayStation Home exists on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but now it's called something else. What was it called? Because you can get it on Atom Universe. Now, if you miss PlayStation Home, get what's the program called? Steam. And go to Atom Universe. Okay? It's the same thing that's on PS4 right now.
Yeah,
all right?
The thing is,
I don't trust Sony. Give them a chance.
Home.
PlayStation, they should have not. So they closed down this Home.
Stuff.
Well, whatever. They closed down this Home. What they should have done, they should have given me store credit or you store credit for the money you spent, even though, maybe a little bit of the money, half the money, whatever, so that we could have spent it on games, because we don't even get to play the games. It wouldn't have taken much for them to keep the server online.
No, it wouldn't have taken much at all.
They didn't have to keep updating it constantly, just fixed it when things were broken. So you only needed a skeleton crew.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there would have been a lot of happy people, and they would have had a lot more people stay with Sony.
Now, because of the way they made PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 is never ever going to be backwards compatible.
Nope.
It's impossible.
You can't do it.
Now here we've got the Xbox One. And I was just reading that there was a list leaked for backwards compatible games. And trust me, they do have backwards compatible games, because I've had the Xbox 360, and I have an Xbox One. And I've played my 360 games on the Xbox One already. Red Dead Redemption plays quite well on the Xbox One. Matter of fact, it actually plays a little faster and smoother on the Xbox One than the 360. But it's a 360 disc. It's completely backwards compatible. It's not something I downloaded. You don't have to download the backwards compatible games. You can go to any used video game store and buy the backwards compatible discs. You know, so if you
pretty much
sold your 360 disc to get an Xbox One game and you want to play Red Dead Redemption before the second one comes out, hey, you're going to be able to do it. You don't have to download the game and buy a digital version of it.
Now, the thing is, though, Xbox One, the reason that they're able to go and start doing the digital downloads and digital back compatibilities is because it's software. It's all software driven.
They started out.
They're using the processors that they put in this new system. All they're doing is rewriting program. And
yeah, you got to download a little patch.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
when
patch.
You put in a disc, you download a little patch so that the Xbox One can read it.
The digitals too.
Yeah.
PlayStation, you can't do that.
No, because their software.
With the discs, you can't do that with the digitals. If you're going to get anything from PlayStation that's backwards compatible, the only thing you're going to find is very, very few of their games that they rewrote in the new format in order for it to play.
And let's take a look at, speaking of games, let's take a look at this too. Sony PlayStation has a great racing game, but it's a cookie cutter game, as we call it. Meaning that Gran Turismo, which is a nice game, it was put together well, but Gran Turismo 5 looks like Gran Turismo 6, which looks like Gran Turismo 2 and 3. They change and update the cars a little bit. The tracks are all the same.
They add a few more cars. They revamp the tracks slightly.
But your tasks and your challenges and
are pretty much the same.
Your career mode it's all pretty much the same. Now Xbox. I was off Xbox for the longest time. When I bought my first PlayStation, I stopped playing the Xbox. But Xbox has got a great game, and I missed it. Forza. They have changed that game so much from one version to the next. It's like a whole different game each time.
Forza 1 was awesome.
Forza 2 was great.
Forza 2 was great.
They got better and better.
And
I don't like sequels.
The thing I liked about Forza 2 was the auction house.
Oh yeah, and the X-rated cars, but you can't do that no more.
Kick-ass cars. You could get some really kick-ass graphics.
They have auction houses on the current games now too.
Well, I haven't played them yet because I don't have an Xbox
Right,
One.
but I'm telling you, they do have auction houses on the current ones. They have Forza 6 has got I think it was Forza 6. It has a NASCAR expansion pack to it.
That's pretty cool.
So you can actually go and ride and drive in the Daytona 500. And actually do 500 laps, or 500 miles, 250 laps, or whatever it is.
It's about 200 laps.
But you can customize it. And then they came out with the Horizon. Now this is a whole different edition of a game, of the Forza games, and they even brought in the Fast and the Furious cars, as a car pack, and it was a standalone game on the Horizon 3. I mean, what they have done, it's like a new game each time.
No, yeah, because they've changed a lot of things around. They're still using the same.
Gran Turismo is a cookie cutter game. So if you like racing games, you're best off to be playing on the Xbox.
But your tracks, yeah, they're the same.
Yeah.
But they're better graphics, better control in the cars.
Oh yeah, everything's much better.
And they have added other tracks too. In fact, we live here in Wisconsin. We have one of the most famous tracks in the world as well. It's called Road America.
Oh yeah, Road America.
Road America, they've done NASCAR there.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
Well, they do kart.
It's one of the road courses. It's one of the road courses.
Yeah, it's a road course. And another one that I liked that was on Forza, and it was also on Gran Turismo, is Laguna Seca.
Oh, I hate that track.
Laguna Seca is an awesome freaking track.
I hate that track. That one turn.
That track.
But anyway, now back to the Xbox. Now the Xbox has got some great features on it, and I have an Xbox One. Unfortunately, Mark doesn't yet. But it's got some great features. On the Forza game, I was able to play groove music in there as part of the radio station, meaning if I had groove music, and unfortunately Groove is closing down and they're going to be using Spotify, is what they're using in its place.
Most likely, Microsoft will give you a patch that'll let you start playing Spotify.
So I can sit there and I can use Netflix. I can do everything the PlayStation can do. You've got Netflix. You've got everything there. You can do YouTube. You can see everything. They've got clubs for every game there is out there, so you can get help. It's very social, very interactive. I mean, they don't have a PlayStation Home, but the way it's socialized with clubs like this, you can get a lot more help with games this way.
Yeah.
So they made it very helpful to get help. Like if you got to do tasks in a multiplayer to get the achievement unlocked.
Right. But the thing
you
is,
can get that help.
The thing is, though, if you got a PC, because of it being Microsoft, and
right,
if you're
I can
running
stream
Windows 10.
Yeah, you can stream.
Stream
that was
your
a
Xbox One to your PC.
That was an awesome feature.
But if you go into the Microsoft Store through Windows 10, you can also get a lot of the games that they
because you've got the Xbox engine built into your computer now, or it's built into Windows 10.
On your PC.
That Xbox engine now is built in because everybody that gets Windows 10, they get that little
icon that has
that little icon that says Xbox right there.
Yep. Which is really cool. I mean,
I really like it.
It's really
because
cool.
When the wife wants to watch TV out there on that big 55-inch TV, man, I can sit here and stream my Forza right here and still do my Forza-thon Fridays.
Stepped it up.
That's
what I gotta say.
I give them thumbs up. I give them great thumbs up. They have really stepped it up.
Way better than Sony ever did.
Remember the old Ring of Death on the original? I haven't had that since, I had to go through a couple of 360 machines at first, but
I only went through 2.
This Xbox One, I got it used, and I'm telling you, it's a refurbished machine, and I haven't had an issue with it yet.
They're nice. I have to admit, they are nice. And the best thing about them is, though, because they are Microsoft, they're basically a computer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I can control it really well, and the streaming works really well, and it's got built-in Wi-Fi. And, that's the other thing. Sony didn't do that for their machines at first either.
No, they didn't. The PlayStation 2 didn't have the built-in Wi-Fi.
I don't think the 360 did either.
You had to actually get... The 360 did.
Okay, so the 360 did, but the original Xbox didn't.
The original Xbox didn't, but the Sony PlayStation 2, whenever you wanted to go online with it, you literally had to get a hard drive and a modem for that machine.
Yeah. So, I mean...
And that's where Final Fantasy 11 actually started, is on PlayStation 2.
Don't get me started on that game. That's going to be another show.
That could be another topic.
Just games alone. That game alone, we've got online games like War Tunes. There's all kinds of games. Between the two of us, we play probably just about every game that's out there.
Yeah, probably. Pretty close. I like certain ones.
We can even go to a nostalgia show one day. And talk about games of yesteryear.
But if you really do it, hands down, I think Microsoft has really stepped it up.
Oh, they did step it up, and Sony is falling.
Sony's starting to fall flat on their face because they're not listening to their customer base.
Right.
They're listening to their corporate heads to bring in the money and everything else, but they're not listening to
some so-called
they're not listening to the players.
Brains research. Go talk to the gamers.
Yeah, go
talk to the gamers. The people that spend the money on your games.
And say, hey,
the kids out there.
What is it that you like about these systems?
When Sony closed down PlayStation Home, oh my God, when that happened, the last day, it was all over the internet.
Oh God, yes.
There was
I remember
blogs
Facebook. I remember Facebook being flooded.
There was Sony blogs and blogs on PlayStation Home that were getting blown up with people that were pissed off.
Oh yeah, they were extremely pissed.
And I was one of them.
Yes, so was I.
Because
I did a lot of stuff in home, and I had a lot of friends besides you. I had a lot of friends.
Oh yeah, we both did.
And I spent a lot of time and a lot of money in
We had a club on there that we had a lot of friends that were part of that club. We actually spent a lot of time getting into that.
So, coming to the end of this little podcast we're doing here,
if I were you,
actually say
I'd go spend the money on an Xbox.
I would get when I get the chance to,
I
decide I'm going to get an Xbox One.
Yeah, I am a what do you call that? A converted Xbox
really started
fan.
Kicking the snot out of Sony, and so hands down, I give Xbox a 10 and Sony, a 2?
Yeah, if they're lucky. I mean, I'm still pissed off over the PlayStation Home crap. All right.